Now coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Chris Aiken. Good evening. Before we get anything underway, do believe I understand this was your choice. If I ever went trans, I would want to be examined by Dr. Origami. That way I can go up to my friends being like, look guys, he gave me a swan. Want to see me make the wings move? Or perhaps he give me one of those cootie catchers. You know, the ones that tell the fortune? Pick a color. Green? G-R-E-E-N. Pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you are grossed out. And contrary to popular belief, I am dating a black woman from Brazil. Because I like my women the way I like my Arabica mix. Black, Brazilian, and sometimes a little bitter when I hold out on the cream. So who here knows what a dung beetle does and why? Collects poop to get laid. That's right, guys. We do the same shit too, but with money. That being said, what if, Spider-Man had been bitten by a radioactive dung beetle? I bet he would have cleaned up a lot more. Yeah, I can't afford anything, so you're going to get rim shots from me. But most of his time as Dung Man would be spent running around the town, going through dog parks, sticking his head underneath porta potties and bathroom stalls, being like, come on, guys, just 2 more ounces and I'll leave you alone. He's collecting for his gift to Mary Jane. A giant ball of shit. And when he shows up to her house, I bet she'd just be so tired of his shit that she'll just open the door being like, look, Peter, we've been through this. I have no more room in my backyard anymore. It's just a glorified ball pit back there. And he just has a moment of, you think I like doing this shit? I'm a fucking dung beetle. I can sense when people need to poop before they do. Which, by the way, 20 minutes. But you know the worst thing? The worst thing? That's when his phone starts ringing. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Dung man, dung man, dung man. Hello? Yes, Mr. Mayor. In the hallway again. Well, stop having so much Chipotle. Sorry, MJ, but duty calls. I'm a little too proud of that one. I'm actually excited for the Harry Potter remake because it means somebody will finally have the balls to finally go into the backstory of my favorite Harry Potter character, Hagrid's dad. You see, Hagrid is half human and half giant, which means that man hooked up with a 25-foot tall woman and lived. He must have been staring at the world's tallest vagina being like, I'm going to make that work. But I'm like, how though? I've got some theories. Some are worse than others. Like maybe he just dove in head first, started swimming along like a salmon at the end of its life cycle. There's the egg. You know how they die. Or perhaps, little known fact, the giant vagina is on the bottom of the foot. And he just latched on like a koala, using a corn for leverage. Ooh! It's love at first cuddle. Or my personal favorite, he took out his wand, not his dick, his wand, and went ejaculiosar. Gave himself one massive hog, then started hawking that thing around town like a Diagon Alley vendor. Giant dick, magically enhanced, taking on all challengers. That's when from behind him you just hear, I'll do it. I just picture this giant Danny DeVito with tits being like, fee, fi, fo, duck. I smell a wizard I'd like to fuck. Yeah, that's probably canon. They say you can't hit women, but the only mosquitoes that bite are female. Which means I have no problem slapping the shit out of a mosquito hoe. Just hitting different parts of my body before they can steal my blood. No means no, Brittany. I'm not having your kids, Katie. You're not gonna give me chlamydia. Jessica. You think it'd be funny? I think it'd be hilarious if the only part on a vampire's body that just never stopped aging were his balls. Can you imagine that shit? Because, guys, that gravity is a bitch for like until we're dead. Can you imagine being affected for like 10,000 years, just dragging his nuts to the earth? First off, every time he tries to fucking go everywhere, he's just slapping that shit behind him like a fucking skip it ball. Just skip it, skip it. Please don't step on my balls. Or he's just when he flies around, it's like an Olympic runner. His balls flapping behind him like a kite. Just, I can't get any leverage. Or perhaps, when in Rome, or across the entire fucking ocean, I bet he could play the world's longest game of jump rope. Nutsack going from Transylvania to Japan. Just being like, Cinderella dressed in yellow, bit by a snake. How many doctors did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I figured it out, people. I figured it out as a white man. I have discovered why rappers seem so confident. It's the rap, Just listen to the lyrics. They're all positive affirmations. Disguised as felony threats, but they're mostly positive. Turns out just telling yourself, I get all the money, I get all the bitches, 3 birthday wishes, that's just great for your mental health. What I'm trying to say is rap lyrics are basically vision boards you can twerk to. Unfortunately, can't just manifest with any rap lyric. I found that out the hard way. I tried manifesting with Cardi B. Now I share a bed with 3 strong black men. And I am the little spoon. I even tried manifesting with Ludacris. Now I held child support in area codes 512, 713, and 214. And I even tried with Notorious B.I.G. Now I got diabetes. Then Diddy fucked me and had me killed to keep me quiet. And I even tried to manifest with Flo Rida. Now I can't eat anything without bath salts. Every time I go down to a meal, I just have to spin my head right round like a round down. There comes the cops, they're taking me downtown. Intolerant people, they don't have a superhero. Which is why I invented Intolerant Man. You see, Intolerant Man has the power to fly to other countries and demand they speak English. And Intolerant Man gets physically ill anytime he hears, tastes, smells, or sniffs MSG. And Intolerant Man has the power to turn down ethnic music anytime Steely Dan gets interrupted. And this next bit of material is about the day Intolerant Man dies. See? Told you, it's a happy ending. So one day, Intolerant Man sees a gay Jewish couple kissing in front of a Cracker Barrel, and he passes out from sheer outrage. Anger. And then he wakes up into the future where everyone is ethnically ambiguous. No categories, just humans. So he panics, runs to a nearby mall, screaming, "Where are my people?" That's when this mixed-race toddler looks up. Sir, have you tried ayahuasca? He panics. dashes to the nearest bathroom. He's shaking, he's sweating, and staring back at him from the mirror is Kanye West. Meh, meh, meh. He slaps his face. It's still Kanye. He touches his hair. It's different. He opens his pants. The one-eyed purple monster. He screams to the heavens. My white soul. It's leaving my body. Then this mayonnaise-colored soul rises up from the chest of intolerant man, moaning as it ascends, as one final tragic tear rolls down his face, in the shape of a Confederate flag. You see, intolerant man had become the one thing he hated most, being successful and black. Parenting gets about 100 times more difficult when your children discover masturbation. And for my dad, 1,000 times more horrific when I found mom's toys. That's right, people. You're in the adult portion of my set. Strap in, strap on, and we're going in raw. So one day, I'm a teenager breaking into my parents' bedroom looking for money. And I get right to their closet where the good stuff is. I look at the top shelf and in this paper bag. I'm thinking, gotta be cash. I've seen all kinds of bank robbery movies. Cash is in the bag. I grab it, I yank it. Now raining down upon my head are 4 8-foot-long 1980s hard rubber dildos. Bouncing off my forehead. Bah, bah, bah. Ah, nah! But when life gives you lemons, I looked at one of them and I thought, you know what? I can use that, but I used it wrong. You can use a dildo wrong if it's old enough. I know that made it sound a little too corrugated, all right? It was not the SpongeBob edition of a fucking dildo. I used that thing like a glorified pocket pussy. Took it right into my parents' bathroom, pissed in God's face for roughly 30 seconds, and then put it right back in the bag. Because little boys, when we were little boys, we never thought about where the cum goes until it's time to move. And then my dad came home first, which, thank God, Dad came home first. I would not have wanted to have that conversation with Mother. Yes, Mom. Have you tried asking Dad? So when he gets to the bedroom and that smell hit his face, there's not a lot of things that smell like shame. And although at that moment, I kind of picture him acting like a decanter, where he's just sniffing it. This doesn't smell like a Richard's brew. Not enough pineapple. Must be Chris. So he's got to have a conversation with his son that he doesn't want to have, nor should he have been forced to. Comes to my room, sticks his head in my bedroom, going, son, when you make a mess, which is about the most Disney level thing you can say, given the circumstances, clean up after yourself. And he tries to walk away. The curious, perverted George over here. What are those for, Papa? Because I'm going to be British for this part. Whatever are those for? Those long cylindrical things, Papa. They felt so good. And he's just, your mom's not into that anymore. And he walked away. And you'd think that'd be enough to stop me. Next fucking day, I'm right back in the closet, looking at the top shelf and going, oh no, they took my treasure. And I'd replaced it with a picture of a very disappointed Jesus. All right, thank y'all so much. That's my time. Y'all been a wonderful audience. Woo!